Back in bold, third time's the charms. Yeah, I got my lucky charms right here. Mr. Tommy
Mine's right behind me.
Mr. Tommy Farr is on, our NFT expert and soon to be expert in the metaverse, we hope. I remember talking to Tommy probably around May or June, and I was interested in getting into some investments because I know he was kind of all over the map with those in the real world. I was looking for a real world investment, but he's like, Nick, no. He's like, just buy this JPEG for $4,000. I'm like, dude, like I can't get in. I mean, that's just a little too much for me. It sounds interesting. It involves crypto, and but I was like, I mean, I just thought I just couldn't do it. I wasn't bold enough to pull the trigger. Well, if I would have pulled that trigger, I mean, what are those things going for now? The Bored Apes.
It was a risky move back then, but with where we're looking at right now, you have been well off. Well, I mean, every single Bored Ape, so the floor would be over 200,000 right now, and some rare ones are selling for millions. So you'd be in good shape, but it's okay. There's the opportunity to get behind the blockchain, NFT, Web3 craze. There's still crazy opportunities, and that's why I'm here to take advantage of you know bridging the real world and the metaverse pretty much.
Yeah, before we get into that, first of all, I love the shades. You're either a cocaine cowboy in Miami or you're that from Black Mirror, that little guy or whoever he was. But
So
anyways, huh?
I said we can go with the cocaine cowboy. That works a little better, I think.
That was better. Okay, so the metaverse hospitality, we're going to get into it, what you're trying to do, because you had a hotel background. If you listen to our first episode with Mr. Farr, worked for St. Regis, and he's loved the hospitality. But okay, so you really got into this Bored Ape Yacht Club, and you've been going to New York City? They had something in Miami recently. Like, tell me about this community that I mean you've dived head over heels into.
Yeah, so that's really how I first got involved. I joined Twitter because NBA Top Shot, some like fan giveaway. I saw Bored Apes taking over all the Twitter profile pictures pretty much, and then I jumped in the community from there. Discord, Twitter Spaces, just feeling out the members of the community. And kind of what made me jump all in was someone called Jenkins the Valet. He was literally building a brand behind his ape, and it literally just clicked for me. It's like, oh, okay, like literally business are being built from this picture, but it's not just the picture that builds your business, that builds the community. It's the community that builds it. And that's what makes Bored Ape so special. The last, I guess, few months, they had their first official event in New York City. It was an entire week. We literally started the week with an ape yacht party on a ship throughout New York City. We just, went to pretty much the Statue of Liberty and back, and just had a great night of dancing and hanging out on a yacht. And then the main event was a warehouse party where they had all types of bands and MCs and DJs, and then Lil Baby to finish off the night. But this was all free for us. This was all just to bring the community together. It was to meet the other members of the yacht club, and to see where you can build each other up. Pretty much, we all got into it for certain reasons, and my reason was to help build the community behind it, build brands behind your ape, build each other up to get you where you want to be in this new metaverse world, pretty much.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember saying something about a celebrity, and you're like, pretty soon the Bored Ape members are going to be celebrities. That was clipped too. We have it on the Instagram page, but it is trippy now. You see all those like the celebrities and like the basketball players, they're trying to buy them, and did Post Malone buy them? I mean, it is becoming celebrity status almost.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's, the route that the metaverse is kind of going towards in some way is it's starting as a status symbol for the highest tiers and whatnot. But there's other ways to look at it too. Mainly the community, mainly building your companies behind it. There's people that got in at all different price points. So yes, some, it is a status symbol for sure, but others have been in since the beginning, and main's focus are elsewhere, where they're building communities, where they're building businesses. building each other up. Influencers are, using certain profile pictures that definitely build their own status, but the good ones have other reasons behind it than just like building clout.
Yeah, and that's where you are at, and you have decided to take your expertise in the hospitality industry to the metaverse, and this will be a first, right?
This will be a first, baby. The first hotel in the metaverse. It's something that has been in the works for a while now. I actually got my land during the initial sale of Sandbox. Honestly, it was another thing got pretty lucky at. It sold out in less than 5 seconds. And for 2 different drops, sold out less than 5 seconds. I got to snag one piece of land almost directly next to the Board Ape Yacht Club. And then another piece in another prime location of Euphoria is the neighborhood. Guarantee it's going to be the most valued neighborhood in Sandbox, maybe all of the metaverse. And hopefully I'm a part of building that.
Yeah, we had the bookman on recently, and he's really into the wilder world. So there's a
Yeah,
handful of
yeah.
metaverses here. Like what made you choose Sandbox, and why are you trying to go all in on that one?
I got to know the team behind it. Pretty much, you got to do your own research and see where you fit best. At the time, that was what worked best for me, and it was the most availability, to be honest. It was when I was still very, very early, still doing a ton of research, and trying to see pretty much what areas I could see, myself holding on to, not just something I try to flip, not something that I just try to make money off of, but where can I truly build? And Sandbox, even though it's still not open to the general public, you still cannot go in the Sandbox yet and roam around my hotel. But that's coming, and I saw their vision. Everything from play to earn games. There's going to be a large factor of the lands are going to have games on them. But the opportunity, pretty much, it was just a crazy opportunity to be early, and to be in a place where you can take advantage of the opportunity. I literally had an old computer laptop that there's no way I would have gotten the land a couple of days before. I bought a gaming computer and for the land, pretty much, because I knew it was going to sell out in seconds, and it just worked out. Sometimes you got to take risks, even if it's as small as that type of an investment. But when you see what it can truly be in the future, it's not, like I said, a quick flip that I'm looking for in a month. I see the future of having a hotel overlooking the Board Ape Yacht Club in the metaverse, and it just being, everything I ever imagined, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm curious where you're getting this vision from, or how are you following your gut like this? Because for anyone that doesn't think this is going somewhere, SeatGeek just said the next 5 to 10 years, all their tickets are going to be NFTs. You know what I mean? So like this is where the world is going through the metaverse. I mean, look at Zuckerberg. This company is Meta now.
Yeah,
But I'm
exactly.
wondering, how did you get ahead of the curve? Like, where was this instinct, and how did you feel it?
Bored Apes pretty much put it all together. The fact that you have the IP rights, you can build a brand behind it. That was the start, really. And then seeing everyone slowly realize it, brands slowly realize it. Adidas just partnered with Bored Ape Yacht Club. Everyone's doing it now. So, yeah, I was a little early, but if you do your research, which I did early, and I, read articles, listened to podcasts, talk to everyone on Twitter about, what they see as the future, what's going on with certain projects. If you just engulf yourself in what you're interested in, you'll find out, and you'll get what you were looking for. And I saw pretty quickly that, it's exactly what I was looking for. It's the future in every way I thought possible.
It's pretty interesting. Side note, Twitter, I remember being on it when it was like the Wild Wild West when I was in high school. It was freaking crazy. But the last like 5 years, I thought it was turning into just a hellhole where everyone is bitching and complaining. But now it seems like Twitter, you're finding these little good echo chambers, and you're like building these really nice communities. You know what I mean? Twitter's kind of changing for the better, you think?
Yeah, definitely in the community way. NFTs, I don't think would be anywhere without Twitter. Literally, especially at the beginning of things, Twitter is where you found all your alpha. All your breaking news was Twitter, or if you were in the Discord first. But you usually heard about everything on Twitter. And then with Spaces coming out, the NFT community pretty much rallies around Spaces and the influencers that are creating value on Twitter pretty much. And it's crazy how much it's, been a part of my life since NFTs, but it has. I literally didn't have Twitter before that, but from relationships to spaces to literally marketing and getting everything you need to get out. It's Twitter now.
Yeah, you just gotta tailor your stuff so you don't get in with the crazy people, because there's a lot of fucking crazy people on there that if it wasn't for that space, you'd have never heard their voice. But then they all can rally behind each other. Anyways, off topic. Okay, so what a fake hotel, the metaverse? I mean, is it real? What can people do? I mean, for the layman's terms, how does this make any sense? You have a digital hotel.
Yeah, it's tough to put together, right? If you really don't have that information of what Sandbox is going to be, of what you truly see the metaverse as. But in my terms, I'm going to make it exactly as close as possible to a luxury hotel in real life. Service and hospitality is going to be at the forefront, but amenities and classes and utility in the real world that truly matches luxury hospitality is what we're going to be all about. If we're going to talk strictly Sandbox and metaverse usage right now, it would be going into this hotel in the metaverse and be able to go to a gym class in the morning, followed by maybe a little hub of metaverse consultants have, an intro to NFTs or an intro to the blockchain, or maybe for a little more intermediate group, there's a business conference later in the day in our conference room that you have access to. Whether you just want to,
This is simply like those bikes you ride and you watch the TV and you're in the classroom. Peloton, like a Peloton, like we're already seeing this in the real world, or
right.
like Clubhouse.
Think like masterclass of the metaverse, pretty much. So all these amenities that, as a resident of a hotel or as a long-term guest, or however you want to put it, you're treated, like royalty pretty much in the hotel, and you get to access everything the hotel offers. And the NFT holders will have free access once we release our NFTs, and then the guests of the hotel will have to buy an NFT to access it. And then, from there, we have different tiers pretty much. Residents, managers, and guests, just like any hotel. Residents will obviously have the most utility. That's mainly going to tie to real world aspects. Think butler service in real life. Like, you buy this NFT and you have a butler show up at your house to help you, with chores, with cleaning the house, with doing grocery runs. Depending on what our residents NFTs sells at, it'll unlock certain tiers of utility. For example, if we're talking like maybe 1 ETH will be once a month cleaning services. We will set it up. You don't do a thing. You just have to have access to your house, and a cleaning lady is going to come and make everything sparkling. Things like that.
Listen, let me hop in here before you keep rolling. Just to make it clear too, but like the future metaverse, they're talking about like you're going inside there. You're doing Ready Player One, and actually you can stay in the hotel, correct? At the beginning, right. It's more this digital, like what Clubhouse is doing, what Peloton has done. But the future is like crazy stuff, like hopping into this like a video game.
Oh, 100%. Like my avatar is going to be my ape in the metaverse, and that's how you'll know me. You'll see my ape walking around the hotel, checking on everybody type thing. And that's part of our vision as well. Yeah. It's all going to be, hopefully like a virtual reality thing you see. If you've seen Ready Player One, that's what we're picturing. And, that's the extreme and quite a few years down the line, but that's where most do see it kind of colliding with the real world. Obviously not to that extreme level. But yeah, you kind of will have everything from job opportunities to vacations, hotel stays. Everything will be offered in the metaverse and be able to translate it in very similar ways to real world.
Yeah, and then so when you keep saying utility for the layman, that's like getting real world value. Like you were saying, the butler service, the maid service, and that's something I think a lot of people don't quite understand with like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, is you had the JPEG, and you're in this little virtual club. No, you were in New York City with Little Baby and all those Bored Ape people that hold them. I mean, That's what utility means, correct? Like the real world, what you're actually getting from
Exactly. Yeah.
this
I mean,
JPEG.
everything was for free. First off, if you're a holder, the utility is like all these events. The yacht party, like we didn't pay for a thing. Drinks were free, food was free, just for holding, an ape. But the main utility, I would say, Bored Ape Yacht Club is the community and the relationships built behind it. And you want to say that with every NFT and every community, of course, but utility can be offered in so many different ways. There's virtual utility too. For example, the Bored Apes dropped you a dog and a mutant for free just for holding a Bored Ape, and those increased in value just like the apes. So yeah, there's utility that crosses all platforms pretty much.
Okay, so why are you qualified to do this? Is there something in your background that makes you good with hospitality, or why should people trust you with starting the first hotel in the metaverse?
I hope the Bold community has listened to the old podcast. Thank you for having me on for the third time. But my background and how I got connected with Nick and the Bold team is pretty much I make bold business moves. I take risk on myself and my qualifications, and when I know I want to do something, I go all in. And when I graduated college, I wanted to be a part of hotels and be a part of hospitality. So I went all in on hospitality and hotels to start off my career. I managed the St. Regis Atlanta, their entire restaurant and food and beverage operations. It's a 5-star hotel that we took to a whole nother level. We have dealt with all types of celebrities. That was literally where I got started in hospitality and where I learned pretty much my basis of luxury 5-star service. From there, I had a couple stints with Michael Meter Restaurants, another amazing restaurateur. I kind of learned the food side of things a little bit more with that. But again, that luxury fine dining experience. And then from there, I literally had the most amazing opportunity with a consulting firm to consult with hotels from North America to Chile. And for 2 years, I spent my time on the road, about 25 days a month, consulting with everyone from the Four Seasons to the Ritz-Carlton. We pretty much had every hotel brand you could think of on the roster. And that's what I did for a couple years until I was ready to own my own business. And the pandemic hit, unfortunately, so the hotel consulting stopped for a little bit. And that's when my own business took off, and I missed hospitality. I missed my passions. Right now, my business is doing well and NFTs are doing well. And pretty much my passions came together: hotels, hospitality with NFTs. Like, how can I make that happen? What can we do to make that a reality? And it's literally just all finally coming together. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It's been in the making for a long time now with, all the research that I've put into place, all the assets I've brought in together. We finally have the perfect partnership and yeah, we're ready to thrive. We're ready to go all in.
Yeah, that's really neat. And it's cool. You said you were just at, what, the Miami Art Basel?
Yeah. So Art Basel is a non-NFT show. Usually Art Basel, for years and years has been the main pretty much art show in Florida. Like, they sell millions and millions of dollars worth of art every year, and they still do. But this year, NFTs like kind of took over. It was nuts. The amount of NFT events that went on and the amount of people that were there for like just the art, but then end up going to all the NFT events was pretty cool to see. I met a lot of people that said, we came here just for Art Basel, like the art side of it, but like all these NFT events are so intriguing, and seeing that side of things is like just so cool right now. And it was kind of the first glimpse of, I guess, the general public that's not truly interested getting involved. They came for something else, but they enjoyed the NFT side of it. And like the people that it clicked for are trying to go all in. I talked to a few people that aren't even involved at all in NFTs that want to help out in any way they can. And with my business, with other people's businesses, literally just seeing the community behind NFTs is what helps as well, because everyone is so like-minded, so in the same mindset. They want to see this space evolve and see everyone be a part of it, everyone succeed. It's just pretty cool to see.
What I was going to say is for for business cards, you had what 500 old hotel keys. So this shows that you've traveled around and seen every hotel, and you put your logo on them and gave them out. But I think that was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a lot of people enjoyed that as well. It was like I said, everything has come together so quickly. So I didn't have a true business card to print out and hand out en masse. And I've traveled so much. I have hotel keys that I saved from everything. I mean, literally hundreds and hundreds of hotel keys. So I pretty much, yeah, just took some stickers, got them printed really quick, and put the stickers on the hotel keys, and yeah, gave them out as my business card. People were pretty excited to see, oh, do I get a Ritz Carlton? Do I get a Langham Hotel? Do I get, the 5-star high end hotel, or do you just give me like a cool little Marriott card and whatnot? But yeah, I have literally probably hotel cards from every hotel you can name. And it was pretty cool to see people get excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I think it's the correct word, serendipity. Your old hotel experience, your NFT stuff, and it's all coming together at once. I think it's pretty cool that this is gonna be a little serious. We're gonna follow your steps of creating this and going forth through it. But there's a big thing that happened from someone who listened to this. Can we say this or no?
We can. We've gotten approval. Bold perceptions, making bold moves. I was actually approached by an NBA Hall of Famer, the superstar Dominique Wilkins. Reached out regarding his nonprofit Culture City, and we are officially going to move forward with a partnership with Culture City. They are a nonprofit that specializes in sensory inclusion. So pretty much a safe space at like events, concerts, hotels, and restaurants. You can go to and just have some headphones, have some, fidget toys, something to just chill out. If things are too sensory, intrigues, it just can be a little much for people at times. Sometimes you just need to get away from social interactions, whether it's a super loud concert or just crazy packed football stadium, or a super busy hotel. Sometimes you just need to get away, chill out, put some headphones on, get your fidget spinner, and get back in your zone where you're not flustered, pretty much. And that's something that I think in this space is going to truly bring everyone together even further. Having a further place for you to feel safe and included, pretty much, is what we're going to go for. And it was pretty much the final touches on this my baby right now. This is something that I've been looking forward to for a little while now, and truly building for months and months. That if it finally has all come together with a pretty huge partnership.
That was neat. He was listening to that Bold podcast and he hit you up. That was pretty wicked when you sent that over. But awesome. I think this is a good little intro to start this series. Not sure how many episodes it's going to be, but we're going to follow, creating a business in the metaverse, kind of everything that you're doing. And hopefully we can stay ahead of the curve, the bold perceptions, living bold.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm looking forward to speaking with you and letting the viewers and everyone else know how they can get involved with the metaverse. But yeah, it's a long ways to go. It's a building process, but take steps every day, make bold moves. I think we got a few more, hopefully, that we may release next episode, but there's always going to be something to look forward to. Yeah.
Perfect. And then where are we following this on socials? Your Twitters and stuff?
Yeah, myself personally is TFAR22. Metaverse Hospitality Consulting Group is our full name. We go by Meta Hospitality on Twitter. We're on Instagram too as Metaverse Hospitality. Reach out on Instagram or Twitter. We're building everything else up, and we will be everywhere soon.